Hello there. In this video session, we are trying to learn what is the business opportunities in the new green economy. And this is the part of the green technology where we are trying to create awareness how the climate changes is going to be occurring and how it is affecting on our traditional businesses. So then how we can create opportunities in this case, because every crisis it's have its own opportunity, the people who have trained nicely, because the skill is going to be deciding factor for the new opportunities, because the business here means nothing but we are providing certain kind of the facilities to the customers. So then how it is going to be helpful, and here how the business are likely undergo disturbing. The first in this case we can see the witnessing the business opportunities. Because of the globalization, it is creating a good opportunities to the people. So at the same time, the business of the climate changes and the sea level rise, the older and conventional business are facing difficulty times and disturbing. So as we know that when the climate changes will going to become, because of the, in this case what we expected, that the agriculture sector will going to be affected, and in other kind of the businesses also going to be, then in this case what will happen? So at the same time, several new businesses will start emerging to respond to the changing the times. This is how the life is going on, because the business is nothing but we are supplying the needy people, right? So in this case what will happen, if suppose a person is in need of the mobile phone, or some people is need the food, or in terms of the rice, or sometimes of the vegetables, so then what will happen? So in this case what will happen, nowadays the offline the purchase is going to be slowly going down, and slowly they started to go with the online businesses. This is the new crisis that new businesses are going to be entrepreneured by the different kind of the people like Amazon, the Flipkart, Snapdeal, and Tata Click, and Reliance Digitals. These people, now the Reliance company has brought the online vegetable purchases also, the big basket also doing the same kind of the business for the providing the needy people of these vegetables. So the new opportunities are coming, and they are becoming skillful, and they are going to be addressing the need of the people. So in this case, the examples we have taken the communication system here, 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G. And in this case what will happen, the 1G time what are the companies they are going to be worked, and the 2G, 3G times different companies are going to be coming into the market. There we can see at the time of the 1G, the Motorola, BlackBerry, Sony, Nokia mobile companies are there. They ruled the total global. So then what will happen when it comes to the 2G, 3G? So there still it is going to be existed. When it comes to the 3G level, the Samsung, Micromax, Carbon, and Cellcon and mobile companies are emerged in the market, in the Indian markets. And slowly then what will happen in this case, when it comes to the 4G time, so then automatically the Indian companies like Micromax, Carbon, Cellcon, these companies started to going down, because the lack of facilities and the lack of infrastructure and other skillful people. Then automatically the Chinese companies started to overtaken the gap, and they started to introduce their own components. So those companies, Samsung, Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, Honor mobiles, they came into the market for the 4G. Now the 5G is going to be coming. So in this case, the folding mobiles they are using Samsung, Xiaomi mobile companies, in this they are in the leading situation, and the Motorola also, and the Lenovo also has the same kind of the folding mobiles they are working. So in this case, one generation to one generation, and slowly they are going to be dying out, and the new companies are coming because they are taking these opportunities by having the skills as well as the different type of the resources. And example 2 I am going to be taking as the automobile companies, because how this climate changes and the sea levels are going to be rising, and how this climate is going to be affecting on this automobile sector. So in this case what will happen, the BS3, BS4 and BS6 we have introduced, the Tata, Ashoka Leyland, Mahindra and Mahindra, these companies. And slowly they are going to be, we do have Royal Enfield, Bajaj Auto Mopeds, India Limited, Escorts Group, and Ideal Java. So then in 2020 then what will happen in this case, Motor Corp, Royal Enfield, Bajaj Auto, Honda companies, and the electrical vehicles now we are introducing. Slowly then what will happen, these IC engines are going to be started to die out, and they are welcoming the electrical vehicles which is going to run by the electricity. For this one, the few companies, startup companies, there we can see Aadhar 450 and 22 KY MCO Flow, Hero electrical vehicles we do have seen, Okinawa, iPrice. So these are the different companies now it is emerging. Now the other four wheelers, in this case what will happen, the Mahindra has introduced the electrical vehicles, and the Tata is introduced, and the Kia also has introduced their own market regarding the electrical vehicles. In coming days, mostly they are going to be running with the electricals, because we have to reduce the pollution which is coming from the automobiles. So in this case we can see Maruti 1000, and next one Maruti Gen, and next one Maruti Omni. These are all once upon a time they ruled the market, but slowly they are going to be died out, and the new components to get into the market. So because these are going to be BS3 engines are lower than that, so then to upgrade this part they are going to be made to die out, and their new components are going to be introduced with the BS6. And here one more is going to be there, that is going to be about to die, the Tata Safari. It was ruled more than 20 years in the Indian market, but now it is about to die because of it is not able to upgrade it to the next level. And example 3, trains we are going to be taking. In early days, the trains we can see it is going to be run with the steam engines. That means the coal is going to be the main resource to generate the heat energy. So there we can see the huge amount of the smoke is generating, and the total pollution was there. And the next they introduced the diesel engines. Right, in the diesel engines we can see there are going to be less pollution is there, but still it is going to be a huge amount the environmentalists are going to be considering. Then what they will did it, they introduced the locomotives which is going to be run by the electricity, and the zero emission is going to be taking. But now what will happen, India is going to be generated 12,000 horsepower electrical locomotives they are going to be designing for this part, and they are going to be say hybrid also. But now we are trying to introducing these bullet trains, so which you can travel 300-400 kilometers. Now they are introducing between the New Delhi as well as this Gujarat capital. They are going to be developing this line, and there we can the realization of the business organization. If the people are going to be realize there is a climate change is there, then the taste of the people is going to be changing. Then if they are going to be realize, so then what will happen? The people who respond adequately and rapidly to the changing times will be prosper. So then they can earn their livelihoods also. Those who do not will fall by the wayside. So they are going to be die out automatically. So the government will probably resist as long as they can. And the business organization on other hand will more readily realize that their future depends on developing the low carbon economy. So then what will happen? The few companies like Adani and the Tata, they are introducing more on the solar panels, so where they are going to be generating the electricity rather than depends on the thermal coals. And the Indian Railway also, they started their own the cultivation of this electricity from the solar cells. And wind turbines also they are going to be introducing. That means the realization is here, because they need to control the emissions from the different thermal power plants. So then automatically they are switching to the different non-polluting electricity development systems. And the low carbon will increasingly support the efforts in this case. Then undertaking the carbon emissions reduction programs wherever the possible in domestic and commercial industrial applications. Just we have discussed about the few companies, they shifted from thermal power stations to the solar power stations, the wind power stations and the hydraulic power stations they are going to be. So then the finding more and more efficient ways of using the country's scarce resources such as the coal, oil, water and minerals. Developing and applying the new and renewable resource of energy for power generation and the transportation. Nowadays the transportation we can see the electrical vehicles also we are using. The power generation we have discussed about it. And promoting the new more effective ways of using the country's sinks of the carbon absorption and sequestrations. In this case the sinks are going to be where it will going to be absorb the carbon emissions. So then what will happen, the green belts are going to be generating in the acres and acres of lands. So then these are going to be carbon sinks we are going to be generating. And then promoting the new and more effective ways of the controlling deforestation. So then what will happen in this case, when the deforestation is going to be at the high level, so then automatically the replantation is the good program to get it, and it can fulfill the need of the future people also. And in this case regarding the different state governments, they are going to be introduce the plantation at the different levels. And the country's reactions in this case, the prosperity will come to those who grab these emerging opportunities at their right time. So in this case what will happen, America is grabbing the every kind of the China has started to grabbing these kind of opportunities by supplying the different kinds of transportation goods as well as the electricity generation like wind turbine equipments, solar cells, and everything they are exporting to the different countries, and they are going to be attracting their business opportunities. And unfortunately, inexperience shows that from the thickly populated regions. Suppose in this case India also, we are slowly accepting the change, and it will going to be taking. So then those people who grab the opportunities, and automatically they are going to be sustained in the market. Suppose America is going to be the leading technology they are developing in terms of different kinds of fields. So then what will happen? They are going to be sustained long time in the market. But other people like India and Africa, they are going to be very, change is going to be taking very lately. Then we are going to be losing the opportunities. And what the outcome we have seen, how the businesses are likely to undergo the disturbing we have seen, because of this climate change, this is going to be generally will going to be occurring. The example one is going to be communication system, and how the new companies grab their opportunities, and automobile companies also there we can see. So the some components are going to be dying out, and the new products are coming because to fulfill the BS6 needs. And realization of the business organizations and the low carbon will increasingly support the efforts and the country's reactions. And thank you. So for more videos and the more knowledge, please follow my updates and follow my channel.